Hi Gemini, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. Gemini, this is going to be your mid-month check-in for June 2024. So if you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you. It's a new channel. I think we've been about 6 months that we've been doing this. So I'm really happy with the number of subscribers so far, and I'm glad you found my channel. If you're coming back for another reading, I want to welcome you as well. So what we're going to do this month is, mid-month, because I've already done your monthly reading, and I'll link that at the end. I wanted to look at, in particular, what pattern in your life is showing up right now for healing. And oftentimes we see patterns in our life all the time that are showing up. Like, you know, especially in relationships where we'll kind of go like, why am I attracting the same type of people? Why does this always happen to me when I get into relationships and this happens? So there's something that's showing up in your life. You know it's a pattern because you've seen it before and you can't figure out, you know, how do I get rid of this pattern? How do I get it to stop? And so that's going to be number one. And then we're going to be looking at what aspect of your shadow is driving that pattern. Because believe it or not, and you can Google this, 5% of human brain activity is conscious. So that means everything that we think we know or are doing that we think we know is only 5% of what we know. The other 95% of our brain activity, or what drives, you know, all of our behavior, because it's 95%, and it drives all of our relationships and our decisions, is actually our unconscious. And that is what our shadow is. It's in our unconscious, and we're not aware of what it is. And so we have to do that deep dive into our shadow and do some shadow work to figure out, like, why is this pattern keep showing up in my life? And so if you're unfamiliar with shadow or shadow work, I'm going to leave you with a video in my description box below, and it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's really about facing your shadow. And it's something that I put together from my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's all about, you know, figuring out, like, what does it mean to do shadow work? And even if you think you're familiar with it, I think you should, you know, might want to go and give it a go and look at it and see. You know, I've put it together because it's something that I've learned through my own intensive healing journey, my own shadow work for the last 7 years. I've been working with a life coach. And so it's sort of a compilation of everything that I use to do my own healing for my own complex trauma. And and then finally, number 3, I'm going to look at some guidance from the tarot, how you can start, you know, how you can begin to heal this pattern that's showing up for you. And then I'll pull a Moonology card for you as an oracle card at the end. I want to start off with, the Light Seer's Tarot. I'll pull one card for each, and then I can clarify it with the Rider-Waite. So let's ask the tarot right now. And I'm going to be really strict on this top level. I just want one card for each section because I am going to clarify it. So I might have to put some cards back. Sometimes the Light Seer's Tarot tends to give me more than one card. So let's see. I'll give it one more shuffle here. And I did forget, I will give you also a video at the end that I'll recommend as well. And that's going to be, again, taken from my Carol Cares channel. And that's going to help you with the particular situation that you're dealing with right now, the pattern. So let's ask the tarot now for one card that will tell us about the pattern that's showing up in your life for Gemini right now. So one card, please, for the pattern. All right, one card is the Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, one card. Okay. Sometimes they stick together. what aspect from Gemini's shadow is driving this Two of Cups? Please, one card for this Two of Cups. I got 2 cards here. I don't like 2, but I'll take the 8 of Swords. And actually, I'll put the Tower card here first. The Tower card is on top, and then the 8 of Swords. I'll put that in below because I just want 1 card on top. And the advice from the tarot. 1 card, please. All right. Behave this time. The Hermit card. The Hermit card. All right, so I'm going to ask some clarification here, and I think I'll use the right way here. So let's clarify this Two of Cups. Give me a couple cards to clarify that Two of Cups. All right, Two of Cups here. 2 cards, please, to clarify. Seven of Wands. Almost called it Swords, and I know it's not a sword, but I just say swords. If I made that mistake in your other reading, I apologize. I will read it as a 7 of Swords, but I'll call it I'll read it as a 7 of Wands, but I'll call it a 7 of Swords. I thought I had corrected that problem, but apparently not. I'm working on it. Okay, 1 more card here. I know the difference. Ooh, you got a few cards here. So you have the 2 of Pentacles. That's all story. The 7 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Cups in reverse. More cards than I wanted, but they seem to all want to come out. All right, so we're going to do the Tower, and I already have the 8 of Swords. So let's see what else comes out. Maybe one or 2 more cards beside this 8 of Swords here for clarification. Okay, 8 of Wands in reverse. Sorry, the 9 of Wands in reverse, and the Hierophant card in reverse. The Hermit. 2 or 3 cards for that one, please. For Gemini. And this will be the advice from the tarot. How can you begin? And you have the King of Cups. And the Page of Pentacles. All right. And then I'll pull a Moonology card, if I said that or not. I think I did. Right here. Let's begin for the 2 of Cups pattern. The pattern that's showing up. Well, we have the pattern is the 2 of Cups. That's your pattern right here. And it's in reverse. So the 2 of Cups card speaks about a relationship between 2 individuals. Very intimate relationship. Vulnerable. It's a 2, so it's at the beginning. So it's about, the beginning of an authentic healing. Often doesn't have it here, but the 2 of Cups has the caduceus here. It's a healing relationship. It's a very authentic relationship. It's in reverse here. And so what I'm seeing here is a pattern that's showing up for you is you're wanting authentic relationships. Now, oftentimes the 2 of Cups can can also mean, like well, for me it does. I mean, it represents authentic relationships or intimate relationships, but it really means that intimate relationship with ourselves first. Because, it's impossible to have that authenticity with someone else if you don't have that authenticity with yourself. And so I'm seeing here is a pattern showing up where, that the authenticity in relationships that you're not seeing is a reflection of or your relationships around you, and the lack of authenticity in them is a reflection of what's going on with you inside in your own relationship with yourself, and getting intimate with who you are and what you want. And so I'm feeling here that you're and again, this is your situation. Your situation is you're very you're in a position here where you're feeling very unsupported, and you're not feeling validated in your relation. It could be a particular relationship, or it could be just in general. But a lot of times this focus is on some particular relationship you're thinking of. It could be something like a friend, and you've been with this friend for, a number of years, and it's somebody you knew from way back when, and you're starting to realize that you're not validated, and you're not supported in this relationship, and it can get really lonely. And so this is a general reading, Gemini. So you're going to know what relationship, or maybe it's in relationships in general, this is referring to, where you feel very lonely and unsupported and invalidated. And right behind it is the is the Two of Pentacles here. And I think you're wanting to make a decision. You've been thinking about this, a lot of times, oftentimes when this starts to it's almost like a little nudge from the universe, and you're starting to feel it, and you go in and out of it. I think I want to let this person go. It's time to walk away, maybe. And then you'll come back. But the Two of Cups is like, so this person has a decision to make. A lot going on here with this decision that you're having to make. But this individual, this juggler, is not really grounded. He's on one foot here. And you can see in the background, look at the water. Those are the emotions, the emotions that are really, up and down, and they're not flowing smooth. They're coming in, and they're getting stuck, and you could be like focusing on anger and holding on to that anger, and maybe depression and holding on to that, right? And emotions are meant to be smooth and flow in and flow out. And so there really is, you've been really juggling with this decision of what are you going to do with this relationship that you're in, or you're with this persons where you're just feeling unsupported, not noticed, invalidated. Eight of Pentacles comes in. The Eight of Pentacles talks about this person in a workspace. Maybe this is in your workspace. Maybe this is, maybe we're talking about here a job. Maybe this decision that you have to make is maybe this isn't the right job for me. Maybe you're dealing with a boss. You're dealing with a company. Situation where you're just not feeling validated, you're not feeling supported. And because this is the workspace, this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is an individual that's quite content in his workspace, and enjoys doing his job. But I'm wondering here, this could be, maybe you're looking at, maybe there's something else I want to do that's going to bring me more joy. So it could be something to do with your workspace. Oh, and here's the Two of Cups again. It's clarified by the same card, right? The same card here. Here's the caduceus. Here's that healing, the healing symbol I talked about here, that exchange, that intimate exchange here. Very much so. And so what I'm seeing here, like I said, you want this, you want to have authentic relationships with people. And you know, it's the beginning of, you know, you need to have that with yourself before you can have it with other people. So where is this coming from, that need to have these authentic relationships with other people? And so obviously there's something that's driving that keeps coming up for you, where people are letting you down. You're not feeling supported. You're not feeling validated in your relationships, or whatever. It could be a particular one we're talking about, like I said, or maybe it's a job. You know, your relationship with your job, maybe. Pentacles did come up. In your shadow. Now this is what's going to drive this pattern. And until you heal it, until you go into that unconscious, that part of you, the shadow part of you, that, you know, it's taking a deep dive into your childhood, into, you know, could be something when you were a teenager, something when you were a young child. But what I'm seeing here in your shadow talks about a tower moment. There is something very, very significant that happened when you were younger. Very significant. The tower moment doesn't come up often, but when it does, and it's interesting when it comes up in my shadow, because now I know, you know, what it means when it comes up in the shadow. It means that there was something very significant, very traumatic. The fact that it's upright, it's very traumatic, that happened to you when you were younger, that is sitting in your shadow here, that is having an effect on this pattern that you're sitting in your life right now. The Eight of Swords comes up. So let's find out some more about this traumatic incident that happened when you were younger. Sorry, I don't think that was in reverse. The Eight of Swords is in reverse. And the Eight of Swords speaks about, you know, this particular individual here. She's sitting here, right here at the bottom. This is how she's imagining herself right here. She's imagining herself all tied up. Look how this light string, it looks like almost like a thread that's wrapped around her. She's not really. She can get free. She has these crows that, you know, have this blindfold, that she's imagining that she has this blindfold, and she cannot see a way out. Cannot see a way out of her situation. When you were a child, and this is in reverse here, and so it very much needs to be looked at, because there's a denial here to looking at this incident, because it was very painful for you. When you were a child, this tower moment, you had no control over. Absolutely no control over. And maybe you know what it is, and maybe you don't. And you absolutely felt like you had no control. And you didn't. You had no control over the situation. And here you are as an adult, feeling the exact same way, because this is showing up again for you. This what you need to heal right here keeps showing up in your adult life. And you feel again like you have no way out of this. But you're an adult now. You weren't as a child, but you have to go back and you have to heal this. This Nine of Wands here that comes up and talks about an individual that has been through a lot. Been through a lot. You've been through a lot. Gemini, you've been through a lot. I can see it. This individual has these this wall up behind them. Some boundaries. I think your boundaries were crossed. Something happened here where your boundaries were very much crossed. And you saw no way out. It was a tower moment. Something happened to you that's now affecting your relationship with yourself and other people. The Hierophant card comes up, and it's in reverse. The Hierophant card speaks about this papal figure here teaching these two individuals here. You know, when they take in what he says. They're learning his ways, so they're taking it in. And they're going to go out and, you know, teach the same to their disciples. And so this speaks about, because it's in your shadow, and it's in reverse here. So it speaks about the way that we were wired. this kind of like this obedience to be a certain way. We were wired to be a certain way. And this, there's very much, I'm not sure how these cards went now, but like this, I think. There's very much a way, in your shadow, there's very much something that says you were wired after this incident happened. After this incident happened, you were wired to believe a certain thing. You were wired to believe that this is the way relationships are because of this situation that happened to you when you were younger. And like I said, it's a general reading. So I'm imagining that because it was a tower moment, maybe you know it. It could have been something that was repeated when you were younger. And so now in your adult life, it's continuing to happen until you go back and you heal this. So what are you going to do? What does the tarot say, Gemini, that you can do to start to heal this tower moment that happened to you when you were younger, that needs so much healing, where you saw no way out, where it was very difficult for you? You had, I can see here, you had a really troubled childhood. Your boundaries were crossed. And yeah. Well, the Hermit card comes in, and this is the first card that comes out for advice from the tarot. Look at this individual. Just taking some time to be alone. Carving out some time for themselves. Taking some time out to be away from that crazy world that's out there. All those distractions. We can easily get distracted by everything that's out there. And just taking some real time, some stillness to be by themselves. Because that's when you're going to start to feel, right? That's when you're going to start to feel. There is a part of you, and the Knight of Cups comes up. When you want to take some time out for yourself, when you decide, I want to feel what this younger part of me felt like when this happened to them. I want to start to feel some of these emotions. I want to heal some of this. The Knight of Cups is going to come out. The King of Cups. I knew who I was talking about. The King is the masculine part of us. It's our ego self. And our ego self is petrified. Absolutely petrified of cups. Cups are our emotions. Petrified of emotions. The ego self will tell you, don't go there. Don't feel these emotions. They're dangerous. Don't go there. Don't take that time out, because that's when you're going to start to feel. And so you have to be very much aware that your ego self, listen to what your ego self is telling you about these emotions that you need to feel in regards to what happened to you when you were younger. Because right behind your King of Pentacles is the Page. And the Page is our inner child. There's 4 of them in the deck. We can have more than one inner child. This particular page is the Page of Pentacles, the page that is very much, in their body. If you think of a younger part of you that was very much in their body, a child very much when they were younger, very innocent. When they played, you watch a child play on the beach, running and playing. They're just themselves. They're in their body. They're not living up in their head yet. And so the universe really wants you to spend some time alone, where you can get out of your head and all of these thoughts and this wiring that has taken place when you were younger, and start to get back into your body and start to feel, because that's where our emotions are, in our body, because there's an inner child here that needs to heal. There's a younger part of us that needs to heal. I'm going to leave you, I'm going to pull a Moonology card for you, Gemini, but I want to leave you with, first of all, the monthly reading that I did for you in June at the end, but I also want to leave you with a video on grounding. And it's actually a playlist that I did, a couple of videos on it. And it really, I teach you how to ground. And it's what I use all the time. I didn't know what grounding was. I didn't know what it meant to get back into my body and to start to feel stuff. Are you kidding me? My ego self did not want me to touch my emotions. And so I had to learn how to ground myself because I had to get out of my head because it was spinning. And I had to get back into my body and start to feel. So I'll leave you with some grounding videos, Gemini. And let's leave you with one final card here. If it'll give me one. One card for Gemini, please, to end this reading. Here we go. Wow. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Yeah, who is that real you, right? Who is that real you? That real you. Not the one that lives in your head, but the one that lives in your body. Those emotions. Start clearing away some of that pain from that tower moment there, and you're going to show the world the real you. Have compassion for yourself, Gemini, for what you're working through, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.